Is your puppy acting a little aggressive with their food? In this video, I'm gonna go over a few things that you can do with your puppy so that they feel more comfortable around their food and you, and they don't feel a need to really be possessive around their food. So stay tuned for that. Best dog training and product advice, be sure to hit subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every week. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa. I am a certified dog trainer and I have dog trained hundreds and hundreds of dogs and puppies, and I love sharing my advice with all of you. Now, a little caveat before we get into this video. With any sort of aggression training, it's really important that your pup has already bitten someone or has done more than just growling or a light growl. You definitely want to hire a certified dog professional to help you one-on-one. I don't recommend resolving this through YouTube. And this is because it can be a danger to both you and any kids that you may have or any other dogs you may have. If you need a recommendation, I really recommend looking on the CCPDT website. They have a list of certified dog trainers and you can find one in your area. I also do want to mention that if you do have kids in the house, you never, ever, ever, even if they're not food possessive, want kids playing around your dog's bowl or your dog's food or your dog's bone while they are enjoying it. I also want to mention when working with any kind of aggression on YouTube that you are working with this at your own risk if you're not consulting a professional trainer one-on-one. Unfortunately, since this is a YouTube video and I'm not actually seeing your dog or puppy, I can't really assume any risk for anything that happens just because I can't guide you on whether it's safe to do something or not. And yeah, that's it for my little caveat there. And before we do get into the content, I also want to mention that food possession is actually a form of anxiety. The whole alpha theory has been debunked, and your puppy is not trying to be alpha, so I do want to get this out of the way as well. Food possession, like I said, is a form of anxiety. So they are anxious that when you're around or when the kid's around that they're gonna take away their food, even if we know that's not the case. Like, I'm not trying to eat my puppy's kibble, but in their head, they have anxiety around that. All of the training is around relieving some of that anxiety for them. All right, so let's get started. So step one is to have a really, really strong understanding of dog body language. For the purpose of food possession, we want to look out for freezing, whale eye, stiffness, even eating faster, or if they're chewing a bone, kind of gripping the bone a little bit harder. If they're trying to turn away from you when they have a bone or block their food from the trigger, whether it's a human or a dog or another puppy, that is all a precursor to growling or snapping. These subtle body language cues are going to help you realize when your pup is uncomfortable so you can stop whatever you're doing and reevaluate exactly what you're doing with your body and why your pup is uncomfortable. Now, I talk in way more detail about body language in my virtual puppy preschool, and it's actually one of my cheapest programs. It's only $29, and you can sign up below. It includes PDFs, cheat sheets, video tutorials, everything you really need to know to make sure your puppy grows up to be a well-behaved adult dog. It is meant for puppies under 16 weeks, so still within their critical socialization period. And it covers body handling to get them more comfortable with being touched, socialization, potty training. So if you have a young puppy, get in that program because it really is a steal for only $29. All right, so step two is to prevent any resource guarding or food possession, aggression, whatever you want to call it, while you are still training. Just like any habit, the more they practice this behavior, the more likely they are to continue doing it and the worse it's going to get. So in other words, when you're not training, allow your pup to eat far away in their crate alone or in a room alone, unbothered. And if you have any other dogs, if you're a multi-dog household, separate all dogs while they're eating so that your pup doesn't feel like they have to guard their food. Step three is the training part. So it's to add more food, add even better food while they're enjoying either their bone or their kibble or whatever they're getting possessive over. You're gonna start at a distance, so wherever your pup's threshold is. So threshold is a fancy word for where they still feel comfortable, so you're not seeing any of those body language cues that are showing that they are getting uncomfortable. And so for your dog, it might be 5 feet away. For some dogs, it might just be having the hand in the bowl. So you need to kind of figure out what their actual threshold is. And this is where, if you're unsure, you really do need that one-on-one private session. You're gonna really have to evaluate your pup's body language here. Now, once you evaluate their threshold, you are going to start tossing more food into their bowl while they're eating, or if they're chewing a bone, you're gonna toss food by their bone. The whole purpose of this is to show that our presence is actually a really good thing. It's causing more food to come where they're eating. You'll know that you've kind of graduated from this level whenever you walk by and your pup starts to look up at you and disengage from eating or their bone to find out what other treats are coming. From there, you're gonna slowly decrease the distance and work at your new threshold, and then continue all the way until you can be right up next to them and they're just really excited to have you around their food. If your pup's food guarding is relatively low, something else you can do is start to hand feed their meals so that they start to associate your hands with the kibble and it being a really, really good thing. You can also do some handling desensitization or counter conditioning. So holding a bone in your hand and gently petting their ears, their face, their tail. This is also something I really cover in detail in my virtual puppy preschool, because it will also help with getting them comfortable being handled as well. Now, some things that you really should never do are take away their food bowl while they're eating. That's only going to make it worse. I know a lot of people want to show their pup, quote unquote, who's boss, but like I said, this is not an alpha thing. It's not a dominance thing, which, like I said, have both been debunked. This is more of an anxiety issue, so you're just increasing their anxiety when you do that. You also don't really want to touch them while they're eating because they might be afraid that you're going to pull them away from their food. It's also uncomfortable. Let's just respect our pup space while they're eating as well, aside from this hold food possession thing. All right, that's it for today, everyone. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment saying helpful. It helps out my channel a lot. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and just a reminder to subscribe if you want more content like this. And if you still want more help with your training, I do have a free Ultimate Good Dog Blueprint. You can download that below. I also have a Possum Parents Facebook group if you want to connect with other like-minded pup parents like yourself. Thanks, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.